Hello, welcome back to the Ham Radio, the K0MAD YouTube channel. And last time we put together this magnetic roof node here. And I actually had a couple emails, and I wondered myself, what does somebody do if they've got a vehicle that's aluminum? So I've kind of come up with some 3D printed mounts that I made for these pre-existing boxes. And I found some decent suction cups that I've tested for the last week, and they've done really well. So we're going to put all this together and show you what the finished product is. So we'll get started. I guess we need to kind of figure out where everything's going to live first. And it's going to be a little different than my normal boxes, because I think I'm going to mount this connector to the side, and I think I'm going to put the USB through cable on the opposite side. And the thinking behind that is this can be used in multiple places. It can be used on the roof of a vehicle with a elbow adapter. It can be used on an angle on, say, the back window of a car with that same elbow adapter. It can be used vertical, and the antenna can be like that on the back window of a pickup truck. So it'd be in that configuration. So I think that's the route I'm going to go this time. I've kind of marked off where I think everything's going to live. So it looks like everything's going to fit. This battery's going to kind of have to go in an angle. That connector will go there. And the antenna through connector bulkhead's going to go there. So I think it's all going to fit. So I'm going to drill some holes, and we'll be right back. Alright, we are back, and I've drilled 2 holes there, the same size for both the antenna, the end connector bulkhead, and the end connector bulkhead that has to go through the box. So we'll kind of rough install these now and not tighten nothing up until I know where things are going to live permanently. And then let's see if we can sneak the battery in here before I take this double-sided tape off. Ooh, that's tight. Oh yeah, that fits. Alright. Yeah, it all fits in there. Alright, so now we kind of know where all that's going. We'll mount the device and lid, which this is the Rak 19007. A little different than the last one I did. I like these little 19007 boards. Pretty simple, low power consumption, about the same on that battery. About 2 to 3 weeks of runtime on a single charge, so pretty decent. Since there's no antenna going up here, this gives me a lot more room to find out where I want to put stuff. Yeah, that gives me plenty of room. I'm just going to stick that right there. And again, that's on just a 3D printed baseboard that I made to mount the rack device to. I'm going to have to unscrew that to give me some room. Here, I just took the couple of screws out so I can lean that up. And we'll put that in. And then I'll put the screws back in it and be right back. Alright, that all fits in there nice and snug. So all that's left is to put the gasket on it. Snap the antenna connector down in place, plug the battery in. Well, got to put the antenna on first. So I'm going to get this gasket put on, and then we'll proceed with seeing, well, I guess we could kind of see how all this is going to fit first. It's going to have to wind up in there. Oh yeah, it's all going to fit. Yep, it all fits in there perfect. Anyway, we'll be back. We'll get this thing closed up, and then we'll start with the 3D printed mounts for the suction cup feet. Well, there's what the finished insides look like before I hook up the battery. I want to make sure the antenna's on. There's our Bluetooth antenna. All connections are made, so we'll just squeeze all this together, put this antenna on it, hook up the battery, and then we'll get back to putting these suction cups on. Well, there's the finished device before we put the mounts on it. Nice, like I said, nice thing about this side connector is it can go anywhere. It can go on an angle of a roof. You can just loosen this, then move it where you want it, so it can meet the angle of a back window on a car or something. Stand just straight up for being on the roof of a car. You can take it completely off and put it straight up and down on the back window of a pickup truck. So yeah, anyway, I made these 3D printed connectors for these Amazon suction cups. And I tested these for a week. I stuck them on the back of a truck on an old node that I stuck them on, and they held strong all week long. So I'm gonna use them. And again, I'll link in the description where I got the suction cups, and I'll even see if I can figure out how to link a description for the in the description for the 3D printed file. I'll be more than glad to share that with everybody. They can print their own, design their own, but you can use these ones that I've made if you want. I don't care. They're printed out of PETG, 50% infill, so they're plenty strong. I don't think there's going to be any worry of these things failing. Anyway, there it is. That'll set down on a roof. It's got a little bit of articulation, so we got a little bit of a curved surface. You know, if you got uneven surface, like a roof that's got a rib down on one, that's the only place you can put a suction cup. Another one, you can do that and then move the antenna where straight is. So, hey, that's the answer for if you got an aluminum vehicle or you got a Tesla or something that's got a big glass roof and you ain't got nowhere to put it. So, hey, hope that helped. Like I said, I'll leave a link in the description for where I got suction cups. It was a 12 pack for pretty cheap. I don't remember, 15 bucks or something for 12 of these suction cups. I couldn't find them any less than that. And then I'll also leave a link for the end connector elbow, which is all waterproof. And the 3D printed file, I'll see if I can leave a link for that too. Anyway, thanks for joining me today, and hope you enjoyed the little build there. Catch you later.